Last Tuesday, my friend Erik sent me a screenshot of his 19-year-old son Liam's browser history. And no, I'm not talking about the usual stuff parents worry about. No, Liam had been searching how to get paid for doing nothing, passive income for teens. And my personal favorite is dividend investing cheating. Erik was equal parts confused and impressed. Turns out Liam had overheard his dad talking about dividend ETFs at dinner and decided he wanted in on whatever magic money system would pay him just for owning something. So Erik did what any responsible parent would do in 2026. He texted me at 9 p.m. asking, how do I explain ETF dividends to a 19-year-old without sounding like I'm reading a textbook? And honestly, that's the perfect question, because if you can't explain it to a 19-year-old, you probably don't understand it well enough yourself. So today, I'm going to show you exactly what ETF dividends are and how they work, and why they might be one of the smartest wealth building tools available to beginner investors. And yes, by the end of this video, you'll be able to explain it to a 19-year-old, or at least understand it better than Erik did when Liam ambushed him with questions. Let's start with the basics. Here's how I explained dividends to Liam when Erik finally asked for help. Imagine you and 3 friends start a lemonade stand. You each put in $25 to buy supplies, lemons, sugar, cups, a table, and at the end of the summer, you've made $200 in profit. Now you have 2 choices. You could take that $200 and reinvest it, buy a better table, fancier cups, maybe a blender for frozen lemonade. That's called growth. You're putting the money back into the business to make it bigger. Or you could split that $200 profit among the 4 owners. Each person gets $50. That's a dividend. You're distributing the profits to the people who own the business. Liam's immediate question, why wouldn't you just keep the money in the lemonade stand and make it better? Smart kid. That's actually the exact debate happening in boardrooms across America every single day. Here's the thing. Some companies are young and growing fast. They need every dollar to expand, hire people, open new locations. Think Tesla, Amazon in the early days, most tech startups. They don't pay dividends because they're reinvesting everything into growth. But other companies, they're mature, they're established, they're printing money and don't need to reinvest every single dollar. Think Coca-Cola, Johnson & Johnson, Procter & Gamble. They've been around for decades. They dominate their markets and they generate more cash than they know what to do with. So they share the profits with their shareholders. They pay dividends. Now here's where it gets interesting for beginner investors. Before we can understand ETF dividends, you need to understand what an ETF actually is. ETF stands for Exchange Traded Fund. Now, I know, thrilling name, but here's what it means in English. An ETF is basically a basket of stocks or bonds or other investments that you can buy as one single package. Instead of buying shares of 50 different companies individually, you buy one share of an ETF that owns all 50 companies. And I told Liam to think of it like a variety pack of chips. Instead of buying individual bags of Doritos, Cheetos, Fritos, and Lay's separately, you buy one variety pack that has all of them. One purchase, instant diversification. And just like that variety pack, ETFs come in different flavors. There are ETFs that own every major company in America, like VOO or SPY, which track the S&P 500. There are ETFs that focus on technology stocks, healthcare stocks, international stocks, bonds, and you name it. There's probably an ETF for it. The beauty of ETFs for beginners, you don't have to be a stock picking genius. You don't have to analyze 500 companies and decide which ones to buy. You just buy the ETF and boom, you own a piece of hundreds of companies instantly. And Erik's been investing in ETFs for years, which is why Liam kept hearing him talk about them at dinner. But here's what Erik didn't fully understand until recently. Some ETFs pay dividends, and that changes everything. Okay, so now we know what dividends are, profit sharing from companies, and we know what ETFs are, baskets or stocks. So what are ETF dividends? Simple. When you own an ETF and the companies inside that ETF pay dividends, those dividends get passed through to you, the ETF owner. Let's say you own shares of an ETF like SCHD, Schwab US Dividend Equity ETF. That ETF owns about 100 high-quality dividend-paying companies. And every quarter, those companies pay dividends to their shareholders. And the ETF collects all those dividend payments, pulls them together, and distributes them to you based on how many shares of that ETF you own. You own one thing, the ETF, but you're collecting dividends from 100 companies. It's like having 100 tiny lemonade stands all sending you profit checks. Now here's where Liam's eyes lit up when I explained this to him. So you're telling me, he said, that if I buy one share of this ETF thing, I get paid by 100 companies every 3 months just for owning it? That's exactly. And I don't have to do anything? Correct. That seems like cheating. Welcome to capitalism, young man. Let me walk you through the mechanics, because this is where beginner investors often get confused. Most dividend ETFs pay out quarterly, every 3 months. Some pay monthly, which is even better for people who want regular income. And when dividend payment day comes, the money shows up directly in your brokerage account. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to claim it. It just appears. Then you have two choices. Option one, take the cash. You can withdraw it and spend it on whatever you want. And this is popular with retirees who use dividend income to supplement Social Security. And option two, reinvest it automatically. Most brokerages offer something called DRIP, or Dividend Reinvestment Plan. This automatically takes your dividend payment and uses it to buy more shares of the ETF. And this is where the magic happens for long-term investors. Let's say you own 10 shares of a dividend ETF, and each share pays $1 per quarter. That's $10 in dividends. And if you reinvest that $10, you now own a little bit more of the ETF. Next quarter, those new shares also pay dividends, which you reinvest, which buys more shares, which pay more dividends. It's compound growth on autopilot. Liam asked me how long it would take to become a millionaire doing this. I told him if he started now with $5,000 and reinvested dividends in a solid dividend ETF averaging 8% annual returns, he would hit $1 million around age 65. His face fell. That's forever. Sure, but here's what I told him. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. And you've got a 46-year head start on most people. Erik later told me Liam opened his first custodial brokerage account the next day. Here's why dividend ETFs are perfect for people just starting their investment journey. One, they're simple. You don't need to understand complex financial statements or pick individual stocks. Buy the ETF, collect dividends, repeat. Number two, they're low maintenance. Set up automatic dividend reinvestment and forget about it. The system works while you sleep, work, or binge Netflix. And three, they provide psychological wins. When you're a beginner, it's hard to stay motivated when you're just watching your account balance fluctuate. But dividends, those show up like clockwork. Every quarter you get paid. It's tangible proof that your investment is working. Number four, they teach discipline. Dividend investing rewards patience. You're not trying to time the market or chase the hot stock of the week. You're building wealth slowly, steadily, and predictably. And lastly, number five, they're flexible. As you get older, you can switch from reinvesting to using the income. Your dividend ETFs become a retirement paycheck. Erik told me that after our conversation, Liam asked him one more question. Dad, why didn't you start this when you were 19? Erik didn't have a good answer, because the truth is, most of us didn't learn about this stuff until we were much older. Nobody taught us. It wasn't a part of the curriculum, and we had to figure it out for ourselves, or worse, never figure it out at all. But that's changing. And if a 19-year-old can understand ETF dividends well enough to open a brokerage account, then you absolutely can too. ETF dividends aren't complicated. They're just profit sharing from companies, packaged in a convenient format that lets you own hundreds of businesses with a single investment. You buy the ETF and the companies inside the ETF make money. They share those profits with shareholders. Those profits get passed to you as dividends. You either spend them or reinvest them to buy more shares. That's it. That's the whole system. And the beautiful part, you can start with as little as the price of one share. For popular dividend ETFs, that's often $50 to $100. No minimum account balances, no complicated requirements, just buy, hold, and collect. Liam's currently got $500 invested in a dividend ETF that pays about 3.5% annually. That means he's earning roughly $17.50 per year in dividends right now. Not life-changing money, but here's what matters. He understands the system. He's learning. and he's got 40 plus years for that money to compound. And by the time he's Erik's age, that simple dividend ETF strategy could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, maybe more, all because he asked a simple question. What are ETF dividends? And if this video helped answer that question for you, hit that like button and subscribe, and share it with someone who's just getting started with investing. Because the earlier you understand this stuff, the more time you have for it to work. And check out the top 5 ETF dividends to avoid. Peace be with you, and I'll see you in the next one.